The day the river forgave. Two friends, one river, Sipho and Mandla, grew up on the same dusty road in the Eastern Cape. They fished together in the Great Fish River, chased guinea fowl through the tall grass, and shared every dream a boy could have. But one summer, during a severe drought, the river's fish became scarce. The whole village depended on what little they could catch. That's when it happened, the argument that split them. The breaking point. One hot afternoon, Sipho came down to the river and found Mandla pulling in a net filled with fat tilapia. "That's our net," Sipho said. "We agreed to fish together." Mandla didn't meet his eyes. "I came early. You weren't here." "It's still ours," Sipho said, stepping closer. But Mandla took the net and walked away. It wasn't just the fish. It was the feeling like their years of friendship had meant nothing. From that day, Sipho stopped speaking to Mandla. When they crossed paths in the village, they looked the other way. The flood. Months later, the rains finally came, not gently, but with fury. The Great Fish River swelled, flooding the banks, sweeping away goats, fences, and even a few huts. Sipho's family hut stood on higher ground, but Mandla's was closer to the river. That night, as Sipho saw from his home and listening to the roar of the water, he heard it faint, almost drowned out by the rain. A cry for help. The choice, he ran outside. In the flashing light of the storm, he saw Mandla clinging to a tree, the river surging around him. No one else was nearby. The village elders were helping other families, and the water was rising fast. Sipho grabbed a rope from his goat pen, tied it around his waist, and shouted over the wind, "Hold on!" He waded into the river, every step a battle. The current tugged at his legs like invisible hands. The rescue. When he reached Mandla, the younger boy's face was pale, his arms trembling. Sipho threw him the rope. "Tie it around you!" Mandla fumbled with numb fingers, but Sipho pulled him close, shouting encouragement. They fought their way back together, the river thrashing against them like a living thing. Finally, they stumbled onto solid ground, collapsing in the mud, gasping for air. The moment of truth. For a long time, they sat there in the rain, neither speaking. Then Mandla whispered, "Sipho, I'm sorry. I was wrong about the fish. I was afraid my family would go hungry, and I let that fear take your trust." Sipho looked at his friend, the boy who had once been his brother, in all but blood, and felt the old anger drain away. "I was angry for a long time," he said quietly. "But tonight I realized if the river can rise and fall, so can we." The river's lesson. From that day forward, they were inseparable again. They fished together, worked side by side, rebuilding Mandla's hut, and told anyone who asked that the Great Fish River had given them two gifts: water for the land and a second chance at friendship. Years later, Sipho would tell his children, "Forgiveness is like pulling someone from a flood. You save them, yes, but you also save yourself from drowning in anger." Moral of the story: forgiveness heals the giver as much as the receiver.